Good evening, y'all. Good evening. My name is Michelle Zachary. Welcome to Relock Podcast. Today I have my co-host Erica Sloan here. And today we will be talking about Austin entrepreneurs. Um, we're having some technical difficulties, so we're trying to get Michael Sterling in today. So we will get him in. So give us a moment. Hello, Michael. How are you? Can you hear us? Okay. Okay. So you're on. Can you hear me, Michael? Okay. Okay. So welcome, Michael, and thank you for you know, coming on to Relock Podcast. This is a new podcast here I have that I started a few weeks back here in Austin, Texas. And we know you are from Austin, Texas, grew up in Colony Park, but now currently lives in Houston, Texas. Um, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and you know what inspired you to become like this film director and movie producer that you are? Michael, can you talk up just a little bit? We can barely hear you. Uh-huh. Okay. Michael, Facebook say you're really low. They say they can't hear you.
At all?
They say, yeah, they say you're very, very low.
What about now?
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can't hear.
I can hear you, but it's really low.
That's why. That's why I got these headphones for you. Hold on. Hold
Okay.
on. What about now?
Yeah, you still sound kind of low.
Let me see what this.
You think maybe you can take the
Now,
headphone off, and then maybe we can hear you through the you think?
it's going. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Uh-uh.
What about now?
Yes, yes. It's perfect now. Okay.
Okay. This
Okay,
better?
now run that back. Yeah, that little briefing that you gave us.
Oh man. Okay, so the question was how I got started, when I got started, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I started back when I was doing music, back in like '04. I was doing music before that, but I think it was like '04 or '05 when I shot my first video. And then after that, I moved to Houston. And when I shot a video for Young Bill and Lil Flip, it took off from there. You know what I'm saying? Houston it wasn't as hot as it was, but it was, it was still, people were still looking for Houston in the music scene, rap music scene. And so after that, we was at my homeboy apartments over off of Westheimer. They had a lot of paramedics and stuff up over there, and we created this little crime scene. And I just started shooting with the camera, and it looked real.
Uh-huh.
They was like, bro, you ought to start doing movies and stuff. So I like, you serious? So me and my homeboy, we was at the house, and that's when we wrote Behind the Pole, my first movie. We was at the
Uh-huh.
house, and we was having a few little drinks, and then we just said, man, let's just do a movie. Well, who we gonna get in it? Then I already knew some of the actors from going back and forth to LA. I said, bro, let's try to get these people up in it and whatnot. And it was history from there. They did it on the strength, you know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
history from there.
Okay, okay. So we know you grew up in Colony Park
Right.
out here in Austin, Texas. And
Two
so
four.
as a kid, were you inspired? I mean, did somebody buy you a camera, or as a child, like, was this something that was a passion of yours? Did you start, what did
I,
it start there, or when you got older?
I think the seeds were planted early. Like when I used to go to LA when I was young, like Universal Studios and stuff like that when I was like 12 years old, stuff like that. And I'm seeing like these productions. I really don't know what's going on, but I'm liking what I see, the big cameras and all these people walking around the back lots and stuff. And I was like, man, I think I want to do that. But I always was like into entertainment and acting and music. And so it eventually stuff like that will come out. You'd be surprised all those little seeds that was planted in your path as you walk. Man, you'll see that stuff grow. So I think that's what it was because I did travel a lot when I was a kid, so I was seeing stuff in L.A. and Philadelphia and Chicago and stuff like that. So I'm like, I experienced a lot of stuff dealing with entertainment.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. So, as you said earlier, we know you did the film Behind the Pole. That was, I think, in 2014, right? 2014 or 13, right?
So really, it was the end of 2012, but we didn't know what we was doing. Like that movie, that movie really was only supposed to take 6 weeks. Me knowing what I mean, not I'm bad. 6 days, me knowing what I know now. Man, that movie took till when you seen it. What 2014?
14.
Yeah,
Yeah, we saw it at the it was the AMC theaters. We went out to Barton Creek Mall, and we was out there. You sold out on that movie, didn't you?
yeah. That was actually the third screening. Yeah, we sold out. But I think it would have been more people there, but I remember it was very cold at night. Cause I
Mm-hmm.
remember we was driving in from Houston. We were like, man, I bet some of these people gonna cancel. Shoot, man, we came around that corner. We seen all them people. I like, whoa, yeah.
We
But
was in that joint. Yeah.
we sold out. So I think that one was 300 and something people, and then the first one we did in Houston, we sold out in like 3 days. No radio, no nothing. It was the capacity of the theater was 540. We had like 620 people up in there.
Really?
Fire
Oh,
marshals could have easily shut it down. They didn't though. People were standing up and everything.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I know. So what inspired behind the pole?
Yeah.
We was like behind the pole. You know what I'm saying?
So so the reason why I had to go behind, can y'all hear me?
Uh-huh.
So the reason why I had to go behind Depot is because when you jump into this game, you start making noise, you start facing legal issues, and so come to find out, it was a book called Behind Deep the THE pole. So we
Uh-huh.
had to do DE, but then when I learned later on, we could have still kept it there because it was a movie and it wasn't based on that person that was a transgender prostitute out of New York. I think that's what the book was. And so at the time, I was actually dating someone, a stripper at the time, and she used to come home with these crazy stories. And like I say, man, my homeboy was just sitting back, we was just listening. We were like, man, let's turn this into a series. Like it was crazy because like her friends would come up over there and we'll just be just eavesdropping. Listen, well, we wasn't eavesdropping. They was sitting in the living room. We was sitting in the room, but they was in their own little world. I'm like, bro, we could turn this into something. So,
Right.
and
That's
we
cool.
did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. I went out there to Burn Creek Mall to see it, and it was
Right.
awesome. So you have this motto: get it. What's that?
Get it.
Get it. What is it?
I don't know. That's just something we just used to always say while we were hustling or doing whatever. We'd be like, man, let's get it. And so I used to see it a lot on set. And then the girls and everybody, the crew started saying it. And that was it.
Okay. Yeah. So we know that you have one coming out in this year, 2023. He's for the streets. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's actually already out on Tubi. It's actually already out. He's for the streets. We've been the number one independent streaming movie on Tubi for 3 weeks now.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been out 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks. We've been number one with that. So that's like my first movie to really do like well. Like we only 3 weeks in to release, and I've been getting like a lot of phone calls. People asking about part two. So we getting that ready. Well, it's really the prequel. What led up to that, to her being crazy and how well, you gotta watch it. You gotta
Okay.
watch it.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. So my viewers, y'all get out there, y'all watch this. You know, um, he's for the streets. So Erica, is there anything you would like to ask Michael Sterling?
Um, so when you're writing, I heard you say that normally, like, sometimes when there's another book or another movie, how do you decipher when coming up with those titles, like, and making sure that you're not using something somebody else is using?
Well, we always do a search. So
Hmm.
we did a search, but it just so happened this person found us because anytime I do a movie or I do something, I get like a lot of publicity. So this person heard about us way up in New York, and they how did they contact me? I think they contacted me through Facebook or something. People know how to get in touch with you. That's for sure. So they contacted me through Facebook, and that was how they got in touch with me. So I was like, you know what, bro, we don't want to face no legal issues coming out like that because that's gonna hold the whole movie up.
Right.
Let's just change the THE to D.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool. That's cool. So can you give us just a little bit of what he's for the streets is about?
So it's about a guy who's I can keep it simple. It's about a guy who's trying to be a player and he ended up playing the wrong woman. He ended up really playing a serial killer. So he got in. a little too deep on this one,
Okay.
and y'all got to go watch it. Y'all
We're
got to
gonna
go
watch
watch
it.
it. Yeah, y'all got to
We're
go
gonna
watch it.
watch it. I'm excited to see it because I've been following you for a long time.
Watch
For
it.
sure,
Watch it. It's
for
good.
sure.
Yeah, I didn't I didn't know you growing up. I'm from Austin and I know everybody in Colony Park. So when I
Oh, really?
first, yes, absolutely. I know everybody there because we went to either Burnett Junior High with them, and then
Yeah,
we all went off during high school. We went to Lanier, and then people went to LBJ or Reagan. So when I heard about you years ago when Behind the Pole came out, I was excited. I was like, who is Michael Sterling? I want to know who he is, because I love watching movies. I love TV. I watch movies all the time. I'm always in the bed watching, movies and, I just like movies. So I was like, let me check my, he from my hometown. This is what's up. We get excited when we know that someone who came from our hood, our neck of the woods, make it like that. And so I was very excited to meet you. And I know me and you inboxed back and forth a little bit on
right.
Instagram a while back when you was coming out with the movie. And it was a great movie, I must say. And
Yeah,
I'm excited to see He's for the Streets because I like the serial killer stuff. I'll be watching that We TV and I'll be out
yeah,
watching that. That's my type of stuff. So we also know that you have this liquor
right.
called it was
Legend, legendary.
Legendary Spirits.
Yeah.
Tell us
So,
about this rum that you have, this peach rum.
so,
We some drinkers over here, so.
oh man, have y'all tasted it?
No, we actually gonna go get it. We've been doing a little research on you, so we was like, you know what? I didn't know you did the liquor. So when I started reading, I was like, liquor, okay. I've been out of the loop a little bit with you on Instagram, so I didn't even know you was into that. So how did that become?
So it's crazy, right? So I kind of keep both of them separated so I can really see the growth in them, but I do integrate them. Like most of my movies and the movies that's coming out of Houston and some of the ones that's coming out of LA that I'm friends with, they product place my stuff. They just do it. You know what I'm saying? Because we tight or whatever. But how I ended up getting into the liquor game with me and my other two uh, business owners, which is Broderick and Marquise. I met Broderick when we used to do mixtapes and stuff together. They put me on a mixtape. They actually out of Fort Worth, but they stay in Dallas. And so me, I'm like a networking king. So we just stayed locked in ever since like 12 years in. And he was like, bro, I want you to help me with this liquor. I said, well, what part you want me to play? Well, you're going to be one of the owners, but I want your position to be more marketing because you know how to get out there. You know how to, you know how to get in people's face or whatever, or you know who to contact. I like, bet, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't step on each other's toes or whatever. Like, even if it's an area that he's weak in, I don't just try to just go jump in it and just take over his job. Same way with me. You know what I'm saying? We just, we whisper in each other ear, bro, why don't you try this? I want you to try that. But anyway, and so we got that kind of bond like that. And Marquise is, it's three of us. That's the only peach tea rum in the world. We black on. It's legit. Got all our papers, everything. And so to go into that, we would have came out back in 2019. But remember when they was having those government shutdowns?
Uh-huh.
That was really, at first I was like, man, who does that really affect? But then it was affecting us because we needed certain licenses and stuff that we couldn't even get because they was government issued license and stuff. So I was like, damn, I guess we've had to get rich or something. We dealing with the big stuff, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we wasn't able to get approved for a lot of licenses. Then we finally got approved. I was really being tested because when 2020 hit, COVID. So I'm like, how the hell am I gonna
Yes.
market this?
Yep.
Because I'm in LA and I'm like, bro, we can't do open tastings in LA. We can't do it. We can't do it with no spirits in Southern California. So I'm like, how the hell I'm gonna get this stuff in people's mouth? And then you got a line of people standing outside the stores. It wasn't like, because I was in LA then, and I was, and well, still is, but everything was kind of shut down. You know what I'm saying? Texas, every time I look on Instagram and Facebook, I'm like, y'all all at the club still. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, did Texas even shut down? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like LA was shut down, Cali was shut down. They was real bad. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so, and it was weird to me because that place is quick to ride and everything. So I'm like, okay. So anyway, it kind of I had to really do a lot of critical thinking on like, man, how I'm finna market this alcohol, get this stuff in people face and stuff like that because of COVID. So it made me have to change the whole marketing plan. So if you take a year, 6 months of just putting stuff together and you got to go all the way to zero and then you still don't even know what the next day gonna be when it comes to like people having contact with each other. It was crazy. But yeah, so I'm over the marketing. That's what I do. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna just start sticking it. Well, it was part of the plan anyway, but I said I'm gonna start putting in people videos and stuff like that. And then I'm
Yeah.
gonna go down south and start doing some tastings. And that's what we end up doing. We end up doing like a lot of tastings in Houston, Dallas, places like that. But we are national, so because we got to deal with Total Wine, and
Okay.
so we are in New York and Florida and everywhere. So we working on Georgia because it's peach. It's a peach tea rum, but it's a different distro. We got to go because every state got different laws. You get what I'm saying? So some of the states, the government, whatever, run their stuff, and so we they only let so many alcohols in or whatever, different brands and stuff. And so I had to find ways to work around that because I I had started promoting in Georgia because I know people that shoot movies up there too and got stuff going. I'm sending the bottles and stuff to clubs and Broderick up there working that lane. But then we hit a roadblock because it was like, no, y'all gotta for Georgia, you gotta do this. You gotta go to these people. So I was like, damn. But now I believe we're gonna be in Georgia next month. So that's gonna be a real big turn up because a lot of people in Atlanta do know about it and they've been waiting on it.
Okay. Now that's awesome. When you coming to Austin with it, like
It's
when
it's
you
in
getting
it's in Austin. It's
it's
in
already
Austin.
here at the Total
So
Wine.
so it's in one location in Austin. I don't
Okay.
know what's taking so like we in Total Wine in a lot of different places. I don't know what's taking them so long in Austin to get the paperwork right. I don't
Hmm.
know. It's on them. We are in specs, but it's like a specialty item. You gotta request it. But
Okay.
we are in one location in Austin, Liquorland off the airport. We doing real well over there.
Okay.
We doing really well over there. So when we did introduce the product over there, we had like a big block party, everything. And so
Okay.
yeah, we did it more than one time. So I was thinking about doing something again uh, within the coming within the coming weeks, probably the end of May or something like that. I was thinking about doing another big block party or whatever at Liquorland.
Okay. Okay. You say Liquorland is in Austin here off of Airport?
Yeah, so I believe it's like a beauty college or something that sit in that parking lot. I know it's a pool
Uh,
hall.
Uh-huh. I know what
Um,
you're talking about.
yeah,
I
but what is it, like an in and out? It's
In
like
and
an in and
uh-huh.
out or something next to it. Yeah, exactly, right by basically airport and I-35.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly where that is. So yeah, that's great. Movies, liquor. I mean, what else you bringing for us in the future? I mean, what else you got in store? Seem like a talented man. Got a lot of things going on.
I actually do. I actually do. So of course, when you're in the entertainment field, you're around different entrepreneurs and people be trying to let you know about, especially in LA, they be trying to let you know about new businesses that's coming out and stuff to invest in. So I got a couple of more things in the works. I really like to talk about it once it's done because
Yeah.
you always have people, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. But I
Mhm.
can say this: we are working on Keys for the Streets Part Two,
Okay.
uh, and Behind the Pole Part Two is already wrote it. It's done. So we just
Okay.
trying to pick a date, whether it's gonna be in July or August when we start filming it in Houston.
Okay. Okay. So, what advice would you give someone who is trying to get in that field of film and producing and directing, what advice would you give, like, a young person coming up, in that game? What would
Um,
you tell them?
I would give them the same advice I would give anybody that's just really an entrepreneur, even just doing what you're doing, going outside the norm. Man, you just gotta take that gut feeling and just go for it and believe in you, even if uh, you got one person looking at you or a million people looking at you. You just look at it like, this is what you want to do, and push forward. Me, like I say, me directing at Austin. Yeah, I mean, there are some people. There are some people. It's some big people out of
Uh-huh.
Austin, but you just got to stick with it. You might want to jump on the plane every now and then, and go to New York, test the waters, and go to LA and test the waters. But you got some big people out of Austin. So I mean, look at Viola Davis. Her husband
Yeah,
is from Austin. Her husband from Austin. You know
mhm.
what I'm saying?
Sure is. Yeah.
One of the big actors. So you got a few actors out of Austin, matter of fact. So you just got to push with it, man, and you just got to believe in you, period. Because nobody's gonna believe in you, but you got to believe in you.
That's absolutely true. Even when I started this Relocked, it was I was like, I like to talk. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it was like it was something that I was encouraged to do by a counselor of mine, and I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's see how it works. We don't know about production and all that, but we know how to get on here and we know how to talk. And
Mhm.
everything else, I guess, will come later when you network and you meet people. So you're absolutely right about that. You just have to go with your gut, and I
Man,
agree.
you just got to keep pushing, man. Like one of my homeboys out of Houston, all he do is just sit on the porch and talk noise. His name is Smackwater. All he do, I like if y'all pulled him up, you'd be like, oh, I seen him, heard him. Me and him talk a lot, right? Because me and his daddy, we real cool. And so I said, bro, you need to keep doing that, man. You be saying some real stuff. He was like, yeah, man, but I ain't getting that many views, man. It's only like 5 or 6 likes on my stuff.
Hmm.
Fast forward 3 years later, shoot, man, Jeezy sampling stuff off of his. Oh, he getting royalties from him, from people sampling sound bites off his stuff. He come visit me. We downtown LA, and he was like, man, I want to go to Fat Burger, man. It's right. I said, let's go to Fat Burger. We up off in there. About 4, 5 dudes walk up off in there because they seen. They were like, man, we thought that was you. They taking pictures with her and everything. I said, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I said, see, bro. I said, dude, once you got an audience of about 50,000 people looking at you, you got to start getting paid. And somebody was telling me about that. They was like, bro, if you on YouTube and you look at your views on some of your stuff and it's like 50,000 or better, you getting out there. People believe it, not more people know you than what you think. And usually by the time people hit about 50,000 views on certain clips or whatever, or if they're an artist or a rapper and it's real, they doing paid shows.
Yeah. 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 So we know that you have worked with some of the actors that we've seen in other movies. So tell us about that. Like, we know you're connected. You're out there in LA, Houston. You're moving around. Um, was it hard to get those people, or were they like, yeah, cool, let's go? How did you
Some
get hooked in that arena? Because sometimes it's hard to try to reach out to people who, been on a platform and who has been in these movies that we see in the movie theaters or that we see on TV every day. You know, um, how was it? Was it scary trying to contact these people, or were you just connected right in there at the beginning?
Well, some of them I already knew because when I was doing music, I met some of them. Some of them in like some of my like I don't push none of that stuff really no more. But some of them like in my cameo in some of my videos, like when I used to go to LA or whatever. But we just stayed locked in, all of them. We just stayed locked in, and then when they invite me to these house parties or these events, they'll be like, "Oh man, it's my boy from Texas, man, so and so, so and so," and it might be I don't want to name drop, but it'll be somebody famous, and then they be like, "Oh, well, take my number." That's what it's always like that. Oh, well, take my number, and so I have a long list of numbers, and then I end up hitting these people up, throughout the year or whatever, just ask them questions, what they think about this, what they think about that. They be open to the conversation. Then we end up getting locked in, and so and then I'll be on some of these sets. So it's crazy, right? So like if I see people shooting in LA and I see all these grip trucks and all that stuff on the side of the street, I just park the car and just jump out and just be up over there, just standing over there, because I know what to look for. I know the positions of the people when I see how they dressed or whatever. And so
Mhm.
I just started getting to know these people and start talking to them, collecting their numbers and stuff, and then and I'd be like, man, next time you got another project or something, man, let me know. I don't mind coming, being a fly on the wall, just watching. Yeah, go ahead. But it don't work all the time, because sometimes people got to be comfortable with you, or they can have people around certain level entertainers sometimes. But for the most part, it'd be a go. And that's just me. I just start networking like that. I pull up on you, get out, and I just be right there soaking it up.
Man, that's good. I'd be scared. I'd be like, oh, they'd be like, oh, what are you doing here? No, but I mean, that's motivation, and that is, you know,
You, yeah,
that's
you
like
can't
a,
you can't be scared. You can't
yeah,
be
it's
scared.
like, when you out here and you're trying to do this, it does make you scared because you're like, oh, am I going to get turned down? This, and that. And I think that's what makes a lot of us who are really good at things not be successful because we do be scared, to
I
reach out
will
to people.
I will say the turn down part, I done got turned down a lot. I done had projects took from me. So I had a project that I was supposed to do in December, and I was
Hmm.
ready to do this project, man. It was a fighting movie. I was ready to do this project. And then later on it ended up getting took from me. So I was like,
Mm,
okay, yeah, I end up not getting the getting the project, but then 2 weeks later, somebody hit me up. They say, man, can you shoot a Christmas movie? I like, yeah. They sent me over everything. They was like, I was like, yeah, it's cool. I can shoot that. They were like, yeah, can you do it in 2 weeks? I like, what? Yeah, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I end up losing the movie, but then I end up gaining the movie. So, but you might get turned down 140 times to do something, and then you just get that one turn, because just because you in the mix, that still don't mean that they'll still pass on you for stuff. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear a lot of actors when they talk about how they got passed on or they passed up projects or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like say for instance, Forrest Gump. The dude played Bubba. It was a lot of people supposed to play that role. Tupac was supposed to play that role. Ice Cube
mm,
was supposed to play that role. Uh, John Travolta was supposed to play Forrest Gump. So Dave Chappelle was supposed to play the Bubba role. So it's like I see. I be knowing a lot of the history on stuff, but you'd be
uh-huh.
surprised some of these roles who's supposed to guide them or whatnot, and they end up not getting them for whatever reason.
All right. So I know you also did Harvey.
Yeah,
What inspired you to do Harvey? We all know about Hurricane Harvey. We watched it on TV for days, weeks,
yeah,
months. We watched New Orleans underwater and watched people walking across that bridge, um, getting pushed back across the bridge because people didn't want them in other parishes and other,
yeah.
sides of town. So, what inspired Harvey? Because that touched each and every one of us, even though we was not from New Orleans. I mean, we couldn't even imagine, that happening to us or our city. So, what inspired Harvey?
So when Harvey took place in Houston, I was actually in Austin filming a movie called Party Bus. We filmed
Mhm.
we filmed 80% of the movie. So it was gonna be a movie like The Hangover. Uh, it took place on Sixth Street, all that. I was excited about that one. That one was gonna be one I was just gonna just drop like boom. I dropped this comedy out of Austin, right?
Yeah.
My crew was from Houston, and my main actress was from LA. When Harvey hit, it displaced everybody, and I couldn't even shoot the movie no more because my sound guy and also my DP, which is the director of photography, the one to hold the camera or whatever. His place got flooded out. Then he ended up getting some kind of infection in his foot when he was cleaning the water out, and it messed up the whole movie. Like everybody was just displaced. I ended up losing a lot of money. But anyway, while that was going, while the Harvey situation was going on, my
Uh-huh.
homegirl hit me from San Antonio. She said, "Man, you ought to write a movie on this." I was already pissed off, so when I'm pissed off, I write fast. So
Uh-huh.
I started writing. I put this little story together, just started writing. And I had a rough draft script that I put on Facebook. All I said was writing a movie on Harvey. Man, people just started hitting my inbox. I'm talking about writing left. The news hit me up. They was like, Fox 26 hit me up. They were like, man, are you really writing this movie? Yeah. They were like, we want to interview. Then it was like a bidding war going on. Then this is just me posting. That's why I say you never know who's watching. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I just posted that. ABC hit me up. NBC hit me up. PBS hit me up. Like it was just back to back, back to back. And so I said, damn, we got to start shooting. So we started shooting Harvey 2 weeks after I wrote it. And everybody just started hitting me up. The Cajun Navy, I think that's their name. The Cajun Navy, like, man, you need these airboats and stuff like that. I said, yeah, we got to reenact some of these scenes. HEB hit me up. They was like, well, you can use our store. Like it was really just like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Forbes magazine, they came, did an interview. They was following me around. I'm in an issue of Forbes. It was like it just started trending. Like you would have thought I had a big PR. And then I was doing these news interviews right during that time. It was because of course we shot it right after Harvey, a few weeks after Harvey. But during that time, it wasn't nothing really going on. So if something is going on and it can be Austin. Oh, at their Fox station, they'll send it to their sister station here and there and everywhere because they got to have content. So when Fox 26 started sending it to all the stations, New York, LA, Dallas. You know what I'm saying? People hit me up from Dallas, like, bro, we seen you on the news. You finna do a movie. It was crazy. It was going on
Yeah.
just like that. So for a whole week, all these different news stations and publications and these newspapers and stuff like that. The Weather Channel, I don't know how they got my email. The Weather Channel hit me up, and I was kind of excited about that because what's his name, Byron Allen had took over. The black guy took over at that time. He bought it. So they hit me. I got an email from them to do an interview. So I was like, so there's a lot of random interviews out there on some big platforms with Harvey. And then, like I say, they was coming on set. That was all from a post. That was all from a post.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Harvey was
Yeah,
big, so I could just see, you being a film director, putting that out there and how that just went because I know that we literally watch that every day. So
yeah,
um
yeah.
yeah, so I know that you also have packs. So did you direct packs or
So PAX was for an artist out of Austin named Lil Sick. And so he's in LA and I'm in LA and he was like, bro, I want you to shoot this movie for me. Now, I was already shooting a movie. It hadn't dropped yet. It's like a Tales from the Hood, big budget. So I take that back. I wasn't shooting it. I was a producer on it.
okay,
And so I was working on that movie and he was like, bro, let's shoot this movie PAX. Can you give me some people in it and whatnot? I said, all right, bet. So that's how we end up doing his movie. So he funded it. He funded it or whatever, and I told him what I want, and then we did it. I mean, we had a few little problems with it, but we did it.
that's cool. That's cool. Um, Erica, you have any other questions for Michael Sterling?
So I noticed that you act in some of your stuff as well, right?
Yes. I actually, damn, I should have got it. So I actually have a movie that I'm about to work on that
Mhm.
I'm acting in.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of why I'm letting my hair grow out. So it's called for him, with me and Cherry Johnson from Family Matters played Maxine.
Oh,
Uh,
Uh-huh.
so I get in trouble and I end up going to jail, and I start hitting on the guard because I need to get out of here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm facing a hell of a charge, and so I end up messing with the guard in jail, which is her. But then I end up having her do something like super crazy to my ops because they didn't do what they were supposed to do while I was in jail, and so damn, I can't tell the rest of it. It
Yeah,
get
no,
deep.
we gotta watch that. We gotta watch
Yeah,
that's a feeling.
it
I
it
just
it it,
want to
it,
know.
it get
right.
it get deep. So I wrote it. Uh, I know a situation that's similar to it, and so I wrote something similar to it, but without just giving it all away to that well, putting too much spotlight on that person.
Yeah, yeah. We all know
Do
something
you
else
like the
about
acting
Chris.
part, or do you like the acting part, or do you like the producing
Both.
more? Both.
I like to direct and I like to direct in that. And of course, when you first come in this game, people always try to put them self-imposed limitations on you. Oh man, you can't do this and do that. You can't do this and do that. But then I'm around people doing that, like that's
Right.
writing, acting, and doing the whole little thing. But oh man, you can't. Man, I'm telling you, when people be telling me I can't do more than one thing, I kind of. I mean, I know you're supposed to be focused, but they. Oh man, if you gonna rap, bro, how you gonna rap and make the beats? Shit, Future doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
so it's like when I hear them kind of conversations, I kind of like ease off. You know what I'm saying? Because they almost sound like some haters on the pool. Like they don't want to see you do too much. I feel like at this time, in this day and time, you got to do everything. Let's just say if you're an artist, you can't just come in just rapping no more. That's nothing. Shoot, if you are an artist and you like fashion, you got to bring that to the table too. You got to do it. If you're an artist and you got a hell of a vision, you got to get with that director and help co-direct the video and make this thing look like a movie or whatnot. You got to bring that business sense to it. And if you ain't doing that, then you just gonna be regular, just like everybody else. And you gonna
Yeah, that's true. Aaron, you have anything for Michael Sterling?
Yeah, I have a question, and I've, please forgive me for being late, my tardiness. I didn't catch the early part of the interview, but um, I want to know if you had any advice for young, up and coming actors. A lot of people don't know this, but my son is an actor. He goes to an academy, art academy school in Tyler, and he's 13. He'll be 14 and coming up in May. And he has an agent. He has an acting coach. Um, and what advice would you give young, up and coming uh, young folk that are inspired to go into acting? He does dance, he does acting, he does it all. So he has, yeah, and like I said, he has an acting coach too. So
well, um, once he figure out what if that's really what he want to do, because when you're that young, sometimes you don't know. Because I know I wanted to be a basketball player at one time. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Then things change. But if that's really what he want to do, then he got to start figuring out what type of actor he want to be. Do he want to be like a comical kind of actor? Do he want to be a serious type actor like Denzel? Uh, so he just got to figure out which one he want to be, and just asking you which lane you think fit him the most. Like, is he more
I
comical or
think
is he more
he, I think
drama?
he may be almost more drama, more stage play sort of. Yeah, he's not really. I mean, he's funny, but I think he's more on the singing side because he sings too. So,
Okay.
uh,
So he might want to he might want to audition for movies that involve all that, like let's just say Dreamgirls, right? I'm just using it for example. You
Broadway.
mhm.
see how I got all those
Broadway. Yeah.
different talents in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You singing, you acting, or whatnot. What is that movie? five heartbeats. You know what I'm saying? Real
Yeah.
theatrical, but he can show his dance and he can show all his capabilities. Uh, I would really have that talk with him or any actor. You just got to figure out what kind of actor are you? Where are you trying to go with this? And if you're trying to do a lot of the BET stuff, start checking into BET, see what type of roles. Pay attention to the content that's on there. So BET, the movies are more women driven from how it used to be. You get what I'm saying? I think
Right.
Tubi the same way. So it's like you just gotta pay attention to the content that's out there and see if you fit that. And if you don't fit that, then you might need to start looking into some other areas of acting and start paying attention to that to see what you gotta walk you gotta put on what fits you. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you
Right.
can make your own lane, but you gotta put on what fits you. So continue reading scripts, continue doing monologues. You know what I'm saying? You want to at least, if you're active, you want to at least be trying to do at least 2 or 3 self tapes a day. Like that's how
Mm.
competitive it is. Uh, if you don't have a profile with what is it, LA Access, LA Access, get your profile made, get on these sites, go on these auditions. It's easier now because you can do these self tapes. You can send these self tapes in because usually
Yeah.
we have to stand in these lines and make these phone calls. So things are a lot easier now. So just asking, is he with any one of these? Is he on one of these platforms?
No,
Like,
he lives in East Texas, so they put on plays like 2 or 3 plays a year, and they're like musicals. He's done The Lion King. He's done. Uh, uh, I'm drawing a blank right now. The movie with the uh, Beauty and the Beast. They do like Disney type productions, and it's involves singing and dancing, and they're big production shows.
so I would most definitely be trying to see like when Nickelodeon is doing the next movie, audition for that. When Disney doing the next movie, like I say, I would sign up with LA Casting, and it'll have a
Okay.
list of stuff. So I want to say it's either free or it's $50 for the site. I mean to upload your picture and do all that stuff, and then after that, I think you're okay. I think you pay $50 one time. I think or $50 a year. So whatever it is cheap compared to what you'll get paid if you land a kid. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
keep going from that. Like if he registered on the site right now, he'll start getting emails tonight.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
He has headshots. He has all that. So
oh yeah,
uh,
see he ready.
his mother just she got him right where uh, he needs to be. So he's ready to fly. He'll be in
Uh,
high school this coming year. So
so to the actors, I would say uh, find monologues on online, act them out, use your cell phone, record yourself, put it online. We actually found people online for movies. Like we might run across their page or something, and we'll use these people. So you'd be surprised at how people will discover you. If you got it, somebody gonna find you. Just because they don't hit you up right then, that don't mean you was for that part. They might need you for something else. So you can't get mad. You gotta have thick skin. Like you
Mm.
gotta have thick skin. Just because you didn't get a part, you don't really know why you didn't get that part. Like you
Right.
really don't know. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I had to.
Like I say, you're gonna do about 100 and something. You're gonna do about 100 and something auditions before you land that one. So, and that's a lot. Most people they gonna quit after about 30. You gonna really see. So,
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to
uh,
have a talk with him about that because uh, he didn't get a role that he wanted, and even though he felt like he should have got the part, I basically explained just what you said. It just sometimes those parts are not for you. You just got to keep pushing and
Yeah.
pushing and not beat yourself up, you know, and try to just work a little bit harder to get the role that you want.
I mean,
Yeah.
even as a director, you still gotta you can do something big, but you still gotta audition for directing roles to direct certain stuff. You know
Oh
what I'm
wow.
saying? Yeah, because they want to make sure just because you direct, can you direct what we need? You know what I'm saying? Like you might be good at directing Lifetime movies, but can you direct this Marvel movie? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Show us something,
Mhm.
present us a packet. Let us look over. Let us see how this thing is gonna look.
Yeah.
okay.
But that
Yeah,
was some good advice.
Yes,
it's
it was.
it's work. It's work.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely is. We see people complain about not getting parts all the time, in movies that, you know, they felt like they should have been in. So I think with that advice, Aaron, um, like you said, just get out there. You got to kind of put yourself out there because we see talented people on TikTok all the time. I mean, I could be on TikTok for 3 hours and I'm watching these people and I'm like, they are funny, and it's just like, dang, these people really have talent, but nobody would have ever known because we didn't have TikTok back in the day. When
Right.
you started behind the pole, like TikTok wasn't there, and all the stuff these people are doing now to showcase their skills was not there either. So it's like
To be
that's
honest with you, I think well, no, MySpace. I think we was just barely getting over MySpace.
yeah. I don't even think I had a MySpace. Like,
No, I
I
didn't.
Yeah, I think we were just barely getting over MySpace. You know what I'm saying? I know, of course, Facebook and Instagram had just hit. It was another one that came out right before Instagram, and it was with the pictures and stuff. I forget them things come and go. I forget what it was, and then Instagram came and just knocked them out. But it was dealing with the pictures and everything like that.
yeah,
You gotta have your business together. Somewhere the business wasn't right.
yeah, yeah. Well, Michael Sterling, I appreciate you coming on for free because you may not do stuff for free.
Nah, this is what I
Look,
do.
when I inboxed you, I was like, "Oh, Michael, I'm new in the game, baby. I ain't got no money." So, I was like, let me see, if he do it, I hope that he does. And I'm glad that you did. I will say that here in Austin, Texas, we are proud of you. Anytime
Mhm.
we having somebody repping our city that is black, we're all for it. We support you 100%. I'm definitely getting over to that liquor store to, get this legendary peach rum and
Peach tea,
check
bro.
that out. That peach tea rum, like, that sounds like you can just drink it all by itself. You don't need nothing else with it. Just
Yeah,
get you some.
you can go straight with it. You
Yeah.
can you can make rum cakes with it
Mm,
Okay.
because it's rum. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we got a whole drink list, and
Really.
some of these clubs they done made up their own drink. So
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah. So I'm actually taking a little break, man, because we get to doing all these tastings. People be wanting you to sip it with them. Hey man, we'll take one with me too. I'm like, God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
So you look up, man. You look up. You done drunk a whole bottle and don't even realize it. So I'm
That's
taking,
yeah.
yeah, I'm taking a little break, but I do plan on putting something together within the
Okay.
next coming weeks with Legendary. Something I don't know. Yeah, I might even team up with y'all with something. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, we're just getting in the game of this podcast and trying to get on Spotify. And I've been doing some behind the scenes work, just trying to get out there and it's a lot, but you know, I appreciate all your words. Just you're just inspiring us to push forward, to keep moving, even when we get on here and we only have 5 or 6 views for the night, and just to keep going. So I appreciate that advice because that can go for any one of us who's trying to do anything.
You
That
never know who watching. That's the
yeah,
thing. You never
absolutely,
know who watching.
yeah.
You
And
never know.
yeah, that's the truth. You don't know who get on these on YouTube and scroll through stuff and who gonna jump on Spotify and look up things that we're doing. We're talking about a number of things: marriage, blended families, moms and mental health, grieving parents, so we have a lot of different topics that are coming up that we sat down and kind of wrote out and thought about. So, you know, I appreciate you coming on here. I appreciate it. You taking your time to come and, talk to me and my co-host tonight. I'm sure everybody in Austin, Texas is proud. They're on here, they're in my comments. I'm looking at the comments and
So I have a question. So
yeah.
all right, so this is everybody right here, or you is it
Yeah,
three of y'all, or is it okay?
it's three of us. Erin just came on with us because we lost a co-host because she works in mental health, so she had some other stuff she needed to do, so she had to kind of slide out. But so we just slid Erin on in today.
Right.
So,
Okay. Okay.
I'm excited.
so what advice you got for us, Michael?
Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, this is conversation, and people want to hear a real conversation.
Right.
You know, and I don't. I'm not gonna say you gotta start from somewhere, but you doing it. Some
Yeah,
people been talking about doing podcasts and stuff for so long, man. I don't knock it. You do it when you're ready. Uh,
right,
you ready once you press record. So
right,
I done seen stuff grow. Like I say, I don't know how many people watching this or not. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it might only be a couple people watching now, but then when you put it out on YouTube and all that other stuff, some people might pick it up later. And
yeah,
you look up, shoot, you up to 1,000, 2, 3,000 views or something.
right, yeah,
So you just never know when someone is gonna pick up on it, because whoever watching it right now, they or say it's a show you doing on relationships, and then you title it that, and then somebody type in something dealing with relationships. Now they listening to your show because they trying to get ideas.
yeah.
True,
That's
true,
true.
true, true.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you just
Yeah.
never know how far things gonna go. Cause
Well,
like I said, I started with a little bitty camera. A little bitty like I started like one of those little bitty cameras you take pictures with. That's what I did
uh-huh.
behind. That's what I did behind the pole with. Was
Really?
put it on that big old screen.
Put it on that big old screen. We was at the whole movie theater.
Them
Popcorn.
my dreams was big. My dreams was big. You wasn't about to tell me little bitty camera. Shot it on a little bitty camera.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Like, that really gives me a lot of inspiration because I do a lot. I do a lot of stuff, and I've never been scared to do anything. If something come to my mind, I go ahead and do it because I don't want to be one of those people say, "Oh, well, I should have done it," and then I didn't do it. So I'll do it even if it doesn't work out. So I've never been afraid to, step out there and, get my feet wet. And if it don't work, I pat myself on the back and say, at least I tried. So, I appreciate, you
But
know,
if it didn't work and you was to do it again, what you think you would fix? In other words, that's my way of saying everything works because it's a learning experience. So you learn from the last time. You be like, okay, I know not to do it this way. I'm gonna change it up. So when I do it again, is I should be a little further. So
yeah,
because all this stuff, like I say, all this stuff is pretty much the same. When it comes to entertainment, all this stuff is the same. You just gotta pay attention to it and watch the growth. Like let's just say they be dropping little clues and stuff. Like let's just say, what's the name of that movie? Five Heartbeats. Remember the movie Five Heartbeats? They had to start from somewhere, right? Do you
hmm
remember when that movie first came on? They was in the club or whatever it is, the hole in the wall. People in there smoking.
and they
They
didn't have it
they
together.
man, they up off now. They singing on a mic with a cord about as long as this cord. It's
Yes.
about six of them. They like the mic is going into like this old school receiver. The DJ not even paying attention to him. He's just looking at records. Everybody just walking around and stuff like that. But they
Yeah,
was singing their hearts out.
they
They
sure
were singing
was.
their hearts out, and it was one person singing them. You know what I'm saying? But if you go back and look at it, you go, they ain't got no. You know what I'm saying? Just
Ain't got
just pay
no
attention to it.
credit
They
cards. Yeah.
it looked like they all was standing on like four crates. Like
Yeah.
they all was just standing on like four crates. You know what I'm saying? So it be little stuff like that you just gotta pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, in other words, you gotta start from somewhere. And you just gotta grow it.
Yeah.
You gotta grow it. I can honestly say I believe it grew from when I didn't turn that video down. I did that video. I did that video for Young Bill and Lil Flip. We shot that video in Acres Home, and everything just kept going after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
good,
kept going
man.
after that. So you got to start from somewhere. You know, some people want to look good first and everything, and then they ain't got it together.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Right.
Well,
That was great
thank
advice.
thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it, y'all. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Austin, Texas, wherever you are in the world, and you watching us on YouTube, Facebook Live, you guys go out, check out He's for the Streets. Um, go look up all his other movies as well. You can check him out. Google Michael Sterling Films. Go ahead and get that legendary, that peach rum tea, and y'all go support our Black people. Michael Sterling, again, I'll say we're proud of you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight,
Thank
and
you for having me.
I'll talk with you soon.
All right.
Okay, bye bye.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay.
All right.
So, you guys, thank you for joining. We will see you guys next week. We love you all, and you guys have a great night. Peace out.